Hi, my name is John Guidros, and I'm here with my brother.
Hey, I'm Tommy Guidros.
And today we're going to talk about modern-day marketing strategies and tactics that you can use in your clinic or facility. So it's just going to be a little conversation here, and we're going to see where it goes, and hopefully this is something that's very informative and something you can take away some good nuggets of information.
And the good thing, though, I want to let you know, too, is any point during this video, if you're wanting us to go deeper than what we have time for today, I just wanted to let you go ahead and know that we do have a full-blown free course that we talk about these topics and a lot of other ones that could benefit your clinic. So I want you to let you know that that's freely available to you. So at any time around this video, we probably have a link that you can click and check that out.
Up or down, it's somewhere close to this. Because you'll find that as we talk about some stuff, we don't get in the weeds. We try not to get too much, but at any time you're like, I need to learn more about that. That's what the course is for. So let's start with, where do people need to be marketing today when they're a medical practice and they're trying to get the message out there? There's tons of different social platforms. There's obviously Google. So if somebody came to us, I know you and I get that question all the time, is where should I be marketing at, period?
Yeah, so you want to market where there's attention, right? If there's no attention, then you're wasting your time, money, and resources. So with that, super platforms like Facebook, Google, Instagram, YouTube,
Well, what do you tell them what you mean by a super platform?
So a super platform think of, there's the earth, right? And now there's a second layer of the earth that's been built over the last 30, 40, 50 years. And that is super platforms, the digital layer of the earth that is these digital real estate, basically. It's where businesses are setting up their digital businesses online. Like your website is your digital real estate. You should treat it with the same amount of respect and attention that you do your brick and mortar. All right. The good thing is that you can get your website up and running, and it doesn't cost you nearly as much as that brick and mortar, but it's actually just as important. So your super platforms are basically, think of them as the big malls or congregation areas, for the digital real estate that's out there. So and that is our Facebook, Google, Instagram, things like that.
Social platforms.
Yeah, social platforms, because that's where people are congregating at. Now, each of these platforms have a different feel and experience to them. So based on what your product and services and the type of clientele that you're going after would influence, which platform would be best for you.
So medical practices, where do we find they advertise or they have the most success advertising?
So again, it would be specific to what they're going after, but it's a pretty safe bet that Facebook is going to be a win for, it doesn't matter if you're younger or older. There's statistics everywhere that say that people are on Facebook, right?
Well, and they're not only on Facebook, but Facebook makes their money off selling ads. And one thing, when we go on Facebook, we're telling Facebook how old we are, where we live, who our friends are.
Yeah.
We're building a social profile of ourselves that when a business owner, like a medical practice, is looking to hyper target who they're trying to go after, Facebook is a great platform for it.
And so what a lot of clinics don't realize is that whenever we say Facebook, we're not talking about like just the app that you have on your phone. There's a whole nother side of Facebook, the business manager platform, the business platform of Facebook, that all that data, they are able to congregate and tell you exactly, hey, if you're looking for 35 or older that likes luxury cars that live in this area, they can package that audience and allow you to send a message to them. So that's what we mean by that, is not just throwing something out there. So Facebook is great. Just I can safely say, no matter what kind of niche you're in, you're safe with that. Let's say that your audience is a little younger, okay? Then Instagram is typically a little bit better, and especially if you deal with more of the health and beauty side of medical care, then Instagram, because of the imagery and stuff like that goes with the platform.
And I think it's important what Tommy mentioned earlier, is that each social platform has its own user experience, and based on your users you're trying to go after, who people you're trying to get in front of, I think it's important to take that in consideration when marketing.
Yeah.
Now, all of these platforms carry video. And video nowadays is so important, and we see more and more with the speed of the internet going up all over the world, is video can now be delivered much, much quicker. So let's take a quick minute and talk about video, because I think it's so important that you have some medical practices, people actually come into town from out of town and they've never met the doctor, but they feel like when they get there, they already know who he or she is due to video.
Yeah. So the video, as we've known through, recently at the time of this video, there's a video. A video
of a video.
No, there's a 3-hour video out there right now that you can go to for $10 that has amassed, I think, $2.5 billion, right? A video that's the Avengers Endgame, right? At the time of this. So it looks like it's going to pass Avatar for the highest profitable video out there. And essentially, it's a 3-hour video, right? So what we can take from that is that people like video. They like to be entertained, right? Even if it's business owners say that, I can't get people's attention to watch a 3-minute video. How do you think Marvel and the secrets that they have to get people to sit down anxiously to watch 3 hours and be excited about it, right? It's because
Say Iron Man.
Yeah. So, and that's an attractive character.
It is.
Right? So what we do for our doctors is we help create you that Iron Man status, right? That Iron Man influence in a way, because at the end of the day, Iron Man's just a guy.
He's a character.
Yeah, he's a character who used his knowledge and expertise to use some resources to solve a problem, right? And that's a lot.
You make it sound so simple.
Yeah, that's what we try to do is if you distill it down, that's the simplest thing. So you as a doctor, right? You have knowledge and expertise. You have tools and resources, like there's all kinds of cool lasers and technologies that you're using right now to solve a problem for people, to get them from where they are now to where they want to be faster, easier, and better, right? So that's why video, getting back to your question, is that video allows them to see that transformation faster.
Yeah, and I agree. And also, I think another thing that's important is all video kind of tells a story.
Yeah.
And I think every medical practice, every medical doctor has a story. Where you went to school, what did you practice in, and why? Why choose this line of profession?
Yeah.
And that story connects with people. Tommy and I's story is we were both in healthcare for over 10 years before we got into medical marketing in healthcare. I was in the revenue cycle space. Tommy is an air medic by trade. And, our story resonated with a lot of people that heard about it when we got into medical marketing because we know the lingo and the background of it. So with a medical group or a practice, if you have 10 doctors, each of your doctors has a story and should be on video. Another step, who else has a story? All of your patients. And some patients are happy, and I think we've seen it time and time again, that they want to tell the story about, you're talking about a day-to-day life-changing experience that they want to talk about in some cases.
Yeah, and so video basically, it allows you to connect with more people at a deeper level, an emotional level. It allows you to craft your story in a way that's entertaining and impactful. And the side benefit here that we'll dive deeper to touch on earlier is that when people watch videos, that's also an immense amount of data that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is gathering that if you're watching a video, for example, if they watch more than 50%, 75% of it, that means that they're highly engaged, and we can use that attention to focus them into the next step of the buying cycle. So while all this Hollywood-style storytelling is being done, there's also a strategic, analytical infrastructure elements going on, and that's where I would... before we get into the weeds of that, I would say check out the course if you want to know more about that, because we won't go into that here. But video. If you're not doing video right now in your medical marketing, you are behind the ball.
Got to get there.
Yeah.
Got to get there.
Yeah.
And something cool about even video today is like on this iPad right here. I've got several 100,000 whatever followers. We could sit here and go live. On multiple, we have so many different pages that you can literally broadcast your own news or whatever you want. And even if you're not comfortable behind the camera, there's some good ways you can go about doing it to get the video out there.
Yeah, and people just want to, people buy people, they connect with other people, right? Yeah. Nowadays, the market sophistication of everything out there, like people...
We're still all humans.
Yeah, we want that realness, right? And so video allows us to connect with that realness. And so that's why we really encourage it. And the other thing is that you cannot steal your own personality, right? Like if I do a video, it's hard for competition to steal my personality. Whereas if you just do a print ad, or if you're just if you're only selling on offers and discounts, well, anybody else can commoditize and offer a discount. You cannot commoditize your individual personality, style, and process. And so that's what video does, is helps distinguish yourself as that authority influencer in the space. It defines you.
And I think, and I'll transition here briefly because you mentioned something that was key, is like you can't copy your personality. Is, you know, one thing that in healthcare, when it goes to the rev cycles, we're seeing consumerism really take its space. You know, so like Amazon, you can pull out your phone, you can search for millions of products, price shop it, hit buy right there, and it's at my house in 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Yep.
Consumerism, as it's showing itself in healthcare, is becoming something that is real. And we know the patient pay volume is higher, and there's some procedures like regenerative medicine and some of the that you know you're going to be paying out of pocket for cash. Insurances aren't covering that kind of stuff yet. So it's important to understand that the consumer is going to do research, and the consumer is going to buy people. That ability to get your message out there and get your personality out there, nobody can copy it. That's what they're looking for. And I think it's very important to realize that with consumerism, eventually as the road goes, as technology keeps getting more and more precise, and not necessarily precise, but more detailed. And when you're trying to get a medical procedure, the ability to go on your phone, search for it, geography based, and say, okay, Dr. A is going to do it for this, Dr. B is going to do it for this, Dr. C is for that. And if all prices are the same, what separates them? Maybe it's the reviews, maybe it's the technology they have, the equipment at their facility. And people that aren't prepared for that are going to have a rude awakening when some other people are way down the road in those elements.
So what's going to happen is the doctors that see this coming change, and they're going to see people start doing these searches, so that they're going to search, they're going to see the keywords, that this website is ranked in Google, as Google trusts them as be the authority in that market for this procedure. Then the person's going to be scrolling their Facebook, and they're going to see this video ad pop up where this doctor's explaining this new procedure that he has. And then they're going to go on YouTube to learn more about this specific, niche or tool, and they're going to see the same doctor showing how the tool works. And this is what we call the omnipresence effect, where they're everywhere. Who do you think they're going to spend their money with, right? Somebody that's shown them in advance everything that they need to see. And the good thing is like this kind of stuff does not take that long, to get your medical license kind of thing.
That's a long process.
It took 4, 8 years, 10 years kind of thing to get done, right? And there's a lot of mastery that went into that. And the good thing is, though, is that like the stuff that we're talking about here doesn't take, 4, 5, 10 years to get down the road. I mean, and depending on where you're starting at, and the next 30, 60, 90 days of your practice could radically change if you started taking these steps.
And I think that's important. And, in talking about modern day, marketing strategy, which we started on, is I think it's important we talk about the difference in proactive and reactive marketing.
Yep.
Because, marketing to be put in one bucket is it's such a vast bucket, and there's so many different ways to approach it. So there's really, Tommy and I always look at there's 2 types of marketing.
Yeah.
You're proactively marketing, or you're reactively marketing.
Yeah, and depending on the 2, so to clarify those real quick, so proactively is, like it sounds, you're proactively jumping out into the marketplace to let them know what you do, why it's important, and how you can get it, right? That requires a certain type of messaging to get that across. The other side of it, reactive marketing, is more passive, where you're sitting back and somebody's asking you, what do you do, right? And there's a different way that you're going to communicate that. And so the way that would look at in your business is proactively putting the messages out there on Facebook where people are scrolling, looking for attention, looking for something to entertain themselves. Basically, that's why we're scrolling. Where we're just looking for a reason to stop scrolling, right? And so if you have that engaging, insightful piece of information that's targeted to somebody that has that type of thing that you offer, they're going to stop, if it's done right, and engage. Whereas reactively, somebody just got the news that they need to lose the 20 pounds, or they just got diagnosed with something. Now they're actively they're searching, right, in Google, and now you're having to react to their desires, right? You're reacting to the thing that they're doing, so that you're going to get straight to the point to solve that problem that they're searching for, to let them know that is what you do. So what that all means is your marketing basically comes down to this one simple fact, is that you're closing the gap, right? Your marketing is to show somebody that where they're at right now is not where they want to be, right? They're actively searching for some kind of pain that they're in, and they want to get here. And they're realizing, like, to get from A to B, they can't do it by themselves, right? So your marketing is to show them how, with your help, you can close the gap get them from A to B faster, easier, with less effort, less stress, and all those things. And so that's what it is. It's that transformational process that your marketing does. And the person that's able to communicate that the easiest,
they're going to win.
They're going to be the ones that win. And that's also, the thing is that when they win, they keep winning, because they do it for one person. That one person now is their advocate going forward. They're going to tell more people and tell more people. So there's a reason why the person on top, is because they're thinking about their impact that they're having first. They're allowing that impact to build their influence, and then that influence is ultimately what's going to scale their income.
Yeah, and I think that's important. And so with some of these, it's that kind of like the be everywhere effect. If you're proactive, you're proactively pushing that message, you're looking to grow, and then reactive is you've done all the work to have the infrastructure that when somebody's looking to buy, they're going to find you when they go through the searches. So hopefully these are some things that are really resonating with you and in your business. And I'll say this, that, again, the course that we have, Tommy mentioned earlier, this is a 100% free course. And the biggest thing we get joy out of why we built that is somebody can go in there and take that thing. We don't charge a dime for it. It's just kind of more of our brain locked away that you can go look at to kind of dive into some of the strategies that we use for our clients. And some people walk away from that course and they're making changes to their business because of it. And sometimes it gets in there going, hey, this is all great, but there's no way I'm touching it. And that's where we exist. That's why we do what we do.
What we find is that when people go through this course, we realize that it's hard for us to talk to everybody. And so we found this way as a to get the message out there, to show people what they need to do at scale. And because two things are going to happen. Either you're going to want to implement it, but you don't have the resources to it, like you don't have the staff or personnel to do it. So that's what we're here to become your chief marketing officers for that, right? Or number two is that you might have somebody, but you already are giving them so many responsibilities to throw this on their plate too. They'd walk out the door, and then you're really in trouble. So
we see it all the time where the front desk person is the booking agent, is the the point of service financial counselor. They're having to do some while you're not busy, throw up some Facebook ads or throw up some Facebook posts, and it doesn't work well.
Yeah, it's important if you're a medical clinic and you're running with 3 to 7 employees or so, and they all have their own responsibilities. You need to have that chief marketing officer that's looking at what is the clinic's cost of acquisition, how does it match up with the lifetime value of the clients that we're attracting, and then what are going to be the systems and strategies that we use to scale the things out. Like, when are we going to be cutting something that's not working and adjusting something that is working to scale? So you need to have something that's keeping an eyeball on that, so that the doctor or the business owner can focus on what they need to focus on. And so that's what we use this for, is to help give you that. And then of course you can always reach out to us to schedule a time to go one-on-one to see how these strategies apply to your clinic, to see where you are at in the process.
Tommy mentioned the one-on-one. Give you an idea of what that is we sit down for about a 30-minute, sometimes it's 30, sometimes it lasts a little bit longer, but it's a very deep dive, and we kind of get an idea of where you're at in your business. From that, we can kind of say, hey, if we were running your clinic, these are the things that we would do. And we find those to be very beneficial. Not only for us, we learn a lot when we do those. But at the same time, is we kind of get an idea of what your next steps are, where you are, and some of the stuff that we mentioned. So
it really helps us, because we're probing, we're looking to diagnose where the leaks are in your business and show you what you need to plug them. And then that helps let us know too, like, the new problems that are arising, so that we can even enhance the course. So it actually helps us out by doing that, is that you're also helping your fellow doctors of of letting us build more resources for y'all. So that one-on-one helps everybody. So the sooner you can book that with us, like I said, plan on 30 minutes. If it's longer than that, it's because you're enjoying the conversation and you want it to keep going because, we're both getting value out of it.
Well, that's all the time we have today. We're going to wrap this up. We appreciate you taking the time to watch it. We really hope if you find these to be valuable, please like it, share it, give it to other people who could benefit from it, and we'll keep doing it. We don't charge a dime to do these things, so we really appreciate you and your support for what we do. So have a good evening, and thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks.